Hi there. Hello, hello, hello. I am Dory Jo Stoll with Prairie Scraps, and we are here on YouTube. Oops. Trying to help somebody out here. Just a second. If you're coming on in, make sure you say hello. It's so good to see you. I know I kind of took a week off. It wasn't really intentional. I was planning on um I was planning on coming on, so that's why I didn't announce that I wasn't coming on. But you never know. All right, let's get up and go live. I was all set, and then I had a question come in, so I had to help. Had to help. But hopefully, you're having a great Monday. Well, I feel like I didn't even have a weekend or a weekend off because I don't know, just kind of a crazy all last week and all last weekend. So last weekend, as you guys knew, if you were watching any of my lives, you know that last weekend I went into we went up to Bonners Ferry on Saturday for our final game of the season for soccer. My gosh, I've been busy here. I could tell. Got all kinds of things. And then the girls won. Did I come live? I don't know. Maybe I came live on Tuesday. I don't even remember. Like my week kind of flew by because you get when you travel. So we stayed up in Coeur d'Alene for the weekend because it was like go play on Saturday and turn around, come back on come home on Saturday night really late because it was a long trip, and then turn around and come back. Hello, Karen. Good to see you. Turn around, come back on Monday for another game for districts. That was crazy. So we just stayed up on Sunday and just kind of hung out in the Coeur d'Alene area, did some shopping, did some things. And then Monday they had their first district game, and if they lost, it would have gone home. But they won their first district game against St. Mary's. And so then they had to play on Tuesday again at 11 o'clock. So we stayed again for Tuesday. Well, needless to say, they did lose. Of course, they're playing up a division for their district games, which I don't totally understand. And it was on that team's, it was on Coeur d'Alene Charter's home field plus their charter. So they get to recruit. Unlike public schools cannot recruit. I don't know. I don't understand the whole thing. It doesn't make any sense. But anyway, the team, we did not expect to win the second game for sure. We definitely had a chance on the first game, and we did lose, and it was sad, just sad. So anyway, we come back, and Tuesdays I usually teach piano, but I had to postpone and then redo, and I make up all of those. Wednesday I had piano lessons and barely came in. Of course, I didn't do laundry all week. My daughter's like, I'm sorry, I have so much laundry today. We never got to it. So then let's see what happened. I know Thursday and Friday and Saturday, just so many things. We had a cleaning job we had to do for a wedding over before the weekend. So I did that on Thursday and then Friday. And then I went to the dentist Thursday, which leads me to today. And then Friday, catch up. I did some makeups and we had getting ready for this craft, or I did a fall festival locally here on Saturday. So Friday was, just barely getting my through my life. Did some makeup lessons, which worked out really nice. And glad we got them in, get them in, got them in. I can talk. And then Saturday was the festival, which takes you out the whole day. Like we were there at 7 a.m, setting up, and didn't get done until 4:30. At 4:30, we did senior pictures. Are you following all this? Can you? My blood pressure is going up just talking about this. Then yesterday was Sunday, church in the morning, afternoon. Got to see my grandbabies, which was a great little respite. Yay. I love my grandbabies. They are so darn cute. And of course, if you have grandkids, yours are cute too. And then here we are Monday, trying to do laundry, trying to do all the things. And it's gloomy. It's gloomy. And I think I got my teeth cleaned on Thursday, kind of a deep cleaning because, it's been a long time since I've had a clean. Just time. life happened, and I think it's infected in my gums. So I had to call for antibiotics today. So I'm kind of feeling, bear with me. Hopefully my mouth works. It's been kind of hurting to even talk. But we're going to power through because we need to craft. We need to craft. So hopefully you're here. It's my craft therapy, finally. It's your craft therapy. If you have a project going on and can grab it while we're chatting. Otherwise, we're going to work on a train today. Choo-choo. So if you are joining me, make sure that you say hello, do all the things. If you're on YouTube, it's Prairie Scraps. Make sure you subscribe. Check that little bell button so you know when I go live. Same over on Facebook. Like my page. I am very close to 2,000 followers, which is very exciting, despite me. But we got to get those followers up and going again because, holy cow, I've been dead last week for the most part. I've done a little bit here and there, took some pictures, barely. But we are going to do this cute little train today. And there's two parts of it that you can do. I think I'm just going to start with the train. We're going to keep it simple here on Monday. Show you. Holy cow. I think, though, if you want a longer train, this comes with 5 parts. There's 5 different little pieces of the train. They are so adorable. They're little chubbies. I always have to look at it. I guess they're chubbies. They've been calling them. I kind of resent being called chubbies because I feel like I identify as a chubby, right? But anyway, they're intended to stand up, and they've got this little pin here, and so they can connect together. Isn't that the cutest? Oh my goodness. So there's 5 parts of this little train. And oops, I guess you have to be smarter than the train to get them together like that. And then you can add on 4 more pieces with another, and they have matching transfers. These little transfers are so detailed. It's crazy. Is that the caboose? I think it's the caboose. But there it is. I don't know. Jeez. I can't pick it up. There it is. So there's a little train. Choo-choo, choo-choo, and the little caboose. Isn't it adorable? Adorable. So anyway, my mantle is ginormous. You may not have a ginormous mantle or place to put it for Christmas. So you may not need the add-on part, and you can get all the parts. You could even go even longer than just one add-on if you wanted. But we are going to make these gingerbread. I haven't gotten into the gingerbread craze, although I really like it. Last year, I kind of tried to do... I have thoughts about this, you guys. I'm kind of having a little bit of a thought on it. Do I have my... I turned up my heat because it was freezing in here, and now it's hot. We are hot. Oh, I got it. I got my remote. I can do it from here. Let's see if I can turn it down. It gets hot. I don't know. It was like 62, and it's just toasty. So we are going to, first of all, paint these all with camel. And I'm going to do that. I think with this, I'm going to try a sponge brush. And I was trying to decide up and down, up. Because you need it to like go together. Okay. I just want to make sure I have the right sides up before I do it. I'll put you down here so you can watch me do this because that's way more exciting than looking at me, right? Okay, and I can never tell direction. There we go. Ugh. I don't know what's going on with the light today. I'm sorry. Got shadows. My ring light is not performing at its best. Let's just say that. I'm going to have to tape it or something. There. I don't know. So the first thing I want to do is, I think I'm just going to go ahead and go with one of these sponge brushes. And we're going to do a base coat in the camel. Camel is the color you want for gingerbread. Gingerbread men, gingerbread everything. And if you've watched me any amount, I accidentally last year purchased 2 jars of camel. And it's probably my least favorite color, like as far as like I would never choose to paint with this, but it is the color to use for gingerbread. If you haven't seen my little gingerbread man, it is the perfect color for gingerbread, isn't it? So no thinking about it. Camel is the color. And then I always look at it going, no, I don't want to use camel, and then I'll use something else. And I always get in trouble for it. So I had 2 jars last year going of camel. And so I used one. I was trying to do the faux baking soda like thing on it, and it kind of was a disaster on my nativity scene. So for some texture, and it was a nightmare. And then another story about my camel this year. My camel was getting dry, and I tried to pour a little bit of distilled water from a bottle into it. This is why you should spritz and not pour, because you get too much. You get too much. So I poured way too much water, and now I have really thin camel. But it does work good for painting, because I like to have like a thinner. It's not just because I have a thinner paste. It's just that I like to have a thinner paste. I usually water it down a little bit and water my brush to paint, because it just goes on more smoothly when it's thinner than when it's the thick, like you paste it in the transfers. So anyway, so I've got, what I'm trying to say, I guess, is that I've got plenty of watered down camel we can use for this project. So, but I'm just going to start with the original train set today. Maybe later this season we'll do more, because I definitely am going to need more than just the original train set to go on my mantle if I'm going to cover it, because I have all these brush trees. I love the different like little wood and brush trees on my mantle for Christmas with the lights. That's kind of my thing. I like to keep it a little bit simple. Do you guys have like a theme? I'd love to hear if anybody does gingerbread, because I know that's a theme that some people really love and get into, which is fine. I think it's kind of cute, but I haven't been very successful, I don't think, in making cute gingerbread men. So I've tried. It's not for lack of trying. I don't know. Sometimes I think if I try a few times and it doesn't work, it's just not meant to be, right? So anyway, this I'm going to have to do a little bit of touch up with a second coat, because it's kind of going on a little bit streaky, and I want to have a nice firm cover on this so that these look like decorated cookies. And who doesn't want to look at cookies all the time when you're not able to eat them? Maybe that's why I don't like them. We're trying to stay sugar-free and grain-free. Christmas and the holidays are going to be difficult, but it helps my daughter's health. So that's that. All right, we'll have to do a little more touch-up. I guess I can leave that open. It's like totally fluid. Let's get this a little dry so I can do a second coat. The second time that you do the coat, you want to be a little bit careful, because it does reactivate itself when you get water reintroduced to your dried up chalk. But if you wanted to wait in between coats, you could do that too. I do think this little train is stinking cute. I just don't have a ton of surfaces to decorate with, so we're gonna give it a try. So I think this would be a really cute addition to my trees, without, just one simple little project. I don't know. I don't think you could reverse these. The problem is I think I should have I should have looked first to make sure I'm going in the right direction. And wouldn't you know, I did that one backwards. Oh boy. I think I'm going to have to do both sides. Because remember, I made sure it all stuck together, but I didn't make sure which way it was going for the... I'm good. We're going to turn it over and paint the other side, but I need to get this dry first. Because the transfer is going this way, and do you see it doesn't line up. Hey, I'm here to help you out by doing all the wrong things first so you don't have to do them. You can just learn from my mistakes. Crafting never goes perfectly, but there's nothing that isn't fixable. So I'm going to turn it over and do the other side after this dries. I think I'm going to have to turn them all over because remember they all kind of fit together correctly. I should have checked my transfer first. So FYI, when you're doing this, check your transfer. I was thinking, well, these cars can be reversed as far as like what you do on them. So you could have, I was thinking it would be kind of cool to do like a red and green train on one side and the gingerbread on the other and have some options. But yeah, I don't think that's going to work because the engine and the caboose go a certain way with the transfers. So if that makes any sense. So, and I did it the backwards way. So I should have done it this way. And then my caboose is this way. And I think that's going to force us. Actually, there's a, yep, this is going to have to be this way. Do this first so you're not stuck. This one is not going to matter, but I think they are because you want them to go together correctly. Could I go this way? Turn it around. Well, that doesn't help. This is the caboose. What I need to do is see if I go this way and then this way without having, oh, nope. Of course not. Don't ask me how that works. Right? Don't ask me. Yep, you can't turn them around. If you can, I am clueless. All right, so we've got the wrong side painted. So I'm going to paint this side now. You saw how easy it was. So, you know, here I was like, I'm going to do a nice, quick, easy craft today. And I'm already working against myself. I can see that. So here we go. We're going to just go ahead and do the other side. A little practice run at that. You could also dab this on or use a brush to do this. And like I said, you don't have to do the camel, although it kind of keeps it simple. You don't have to think about like what colors to do everything. You could do this train, even with the colors, you could do it 2 colors, like do a red train with black trim or the gold or nominee. Those would be great options. I don't know. I'm trying to do this. The gingerbread man curse is happening. I don't know if I see Trina commenting. If you're here, make sure you say hello. If you do not see that red live button, make sure to now I'm getting messy too. I'm getting the hinges. I don't want to do that. Say hello. Tell me where you're watching from. What are your plans this week? Finally, we have soccer season over because they lost that second game. So that's kind of a nice thought. We were rushing around this morning because the girls are both applying to be 4-H ambassadors. So they had to have their applications in today with as well as their referral letters and everything. So we had to get that up to the extension office and get those papers written because, of course, with soccer season going, that was taking precedence over anything else. So, yeah, it was a little run. We're procrastinators. We just do not do things. We get it done, but it's a challenge. It's always at the last minute, unfortunately. Okay, let's see. I'm kind of trying to take the paste. There's kind of like a film. It seems like it's separating a little from the water. So I'm trying to take the watery side of it off with the sponge. That's why I'm using the sponge. Usually I use just a regular brush. I don't usually use a sponge brush, but I thought I'd try it. I found them here's an FYI for you that if you're buying sponge brushes at, the Dollar Tree, They have them in the craft section, but I think there was only 4 in the bag. But if you go over to the shop area, like where they have tools and sandpaper and stuff like that, it was 5 in the pack for the same dollar. Nope, 6 in a pack. So it's like 2 extra in the pack. Isn't that crazy? As my friend Trina said, it's the female tax, or like anything for women. We get taxed on it just because it's for girls, like girls' shoes are more expensive. My kids have big feet. And so when the girls have played sports, it's always a struggle to find, like, especially my older daughter, volleyball shoes are specific to volleyball. They have like a hard toe so you can drag your feet. And so it was hard to find her size because she's like a size 11. Got some little kind of chunks of paste here. So it was always discouraging to go. You'd be like, if you wore a small size, you could get any size shoe. I am good, Mom. We were just talking about you yesterday. You said we'd seen you around on the internet a little bit, but we hadn't talked to you in person. So anyway, it's always a struggle to find shoes, and she would often, like, volleyball doesn't really make men's shoes. So she was always stuck with just like one pair might go up to her size 11 shoe, or they'd be too small, just all kinds of issues trying to find shoes, sports shoes in particular. Well, I tell you what, my girls, my younger 2 girls, now that they're in soccer, they do have to shop for boys' shoes because they're in 11s, because they don't make cleats for women in size 11. They only go to 10. Apparently, women can't get big feet. But now the boys' shoes, they're making them blue, light blue, pale blue, baby blue. They're in pink colors. They're in all kinds of rainbow colors. And I often go and think, there's not even really shoes that are specific to boy. I know this is maybe chauvinistic to say, but they're not specific to the girl versus boy colors. They're just all a whole rainbow of colors now in the boys' sizes. So at least soccer shoes aren't so bad for girls to have to wear the men's size, because there are a lot of different colors, which is nice. Even basketball, women's basketball shoes, they only go up to like a 10, 10 and a half. So you end up going to the boys section too. I don't know about we haven't looked at basketball shoes for a long time. I don't know for sure. All right, I think I'm just going to overall do a second coat because there are some streaks. I'll show you one up close. You can see it's all dry, but there's a few white streaks there. And so we're just going to do the second coat and be good. I was thinking I might get away with only one coat, but I think I want it to look good under there. These are not reusable surfaces, so they will not erase, but you could, if you got it on there and decided you wanted to change it, you could sand it down, because I had to do that with my nativity set. I just didn't like how that texture worked. I had seen somebody was inspired. That's the cool thing about being in Chalk Couture, is that, just the network of women that I hang out with, and that we are all crafters and coming up, they share ideas, so much fun that way. But sometimes I can't execute like everybody else, because we're each our own individual. You guys have, if you've watched me at all, you see me make lots of messes, lots of mistakes. I don't even consider myself a very crafty person or creative person. I do a lot of copying, but it's, copying is the greatest form of flattery, right? This is looking nice, the second coat, so I'm just getting it on there. Try not to get the brass. I guess you could tape it off if you want, or it's going to come off pretty well. All right. think they're turning out pretty good. This will be cute on the mantle. I kind of thought it was safer to do the gingerbread. You guys know I'm pretty messy crafter. Raise your hand if you are a messy crafter, because I'm certainly a messy crafter. I'm sure I'm in good company. I'm sure I'm not alone. But trying to paint the whole thing red or dark green, that would have been maybe too much for me. I might have made a big mess. Red has, harder or harsher pigments in it, so it will stain whatever. And every time I use red, it gets like everywhere. I don't know, just because I'm like self-fulfilling prophecy. I'm afraid I'm going to do something and then do it. I'm not really even sure why. I don't know why this little edges, some of these little edges look like I didn't get them very well on this one. All right. Oh, this one looks like I put my finger in it. See, that's what I do. I put my finger in things. And then, good thing that it's just crafting, right? Nobody dies from my lack of ability. Hi, Rhonda. Haven't seen you in a while. I've been kind of out and absent this last week. I apologize. I'm back at it. I made it through a craft show. It's always, I don't know. I always take so long to set up because I do an elaborate display, and I think I got it a little bit better this time. I didn't do it as bad. I did crates on top of tables instead of putting up big racks. I think I liked it, but the wind took me down. The wind got a hold of my tent. It was held down with like cement buckets on two opposite corners. The wind came and knocked down one whole side of all my display. My saw, I have a painted saw, it went flying. And when I picked it up, of course, I cut myself. So I got an owie on my finger from that. So dumb. It broke a couple of other things, some of my favorite ones. So I have to do some fixing to get to the next one. I have another one, I think in November. I'm kind of, I don't know. I am debating whether to do it again. I don't know. Things have been kind of weird. Maybe it's just people weren't ready for it. I don't know. And I was way in the back 40 at this one, all by myself. I was next to the kids' face painting. On the back side, I had the pumpkin picking. In the front side, they were making s'mores. On the other side, they were the hay rides, and no vendors on my side whatsoever except for food. So I don't know. It's just a weird situation. By the time they had gone through the front section with all of the crafts and everything, I think people were done shopping by the time they got to me. So I made my money back, but it wasn't an exciting weekend for sales anyway. We sold a bunch. Most of the sales were flannels that Lydia has made. This is a little bit on the bumpy side. It's just got, well, this camel is way over a year old, so that's part of the issue, right? It's got some little flecks of extra pieces of camel, but we're not going to waste it just because I added a lot of water to it. Get these dark spots dried up. All right, I think that's pretty good. And now I'm going to wax. Is it you, Rhonda, that always tells me to wax and dry? Sounds like I'm like doing hair or something, but I'm not. To wax and dry before going on to the next one. I'm going to wax today because I want to do the transfer on here, and I don't want it to pull up my paint job. So I'll put a little bit of wax on here. I washed my wax, this rag that I have. My little one still hasn't appeared. I have an applicator. I think, I don't know if I have a second one or not on hand. I think I saw it when I was going through. I kind of went through everything, all my surfaces, kind of got everything out. I made a bunch of like DIY kits for towels. I put them together for this weekend. Look at that. I goobered on the bottom side of that. Try to get at least the goober out. Oh, don't wreck the front. You know, good thing this is so forgiving. So I made all kinds of DIY kits. I only sold one. I had just a ton. Like I had them $5 ones. I had $15 ones. I don't know. I had $20 ones and a $25 one. So I came back and one of our friends was kidding me. He goes, those are 25. They sold them for 10. I'm like, what? I had a heart attack. I'm like, what? I'm way losing money if they did that to me. All right. We got it. Just a little bit, a little dab will do you with the surface wax. And this is totally non-toxic, which makes it nice to work with. I have to find my little applicator. There's a little applicator that works perfect with that. It'd be much easier to use. It flew behind everything in the camper here, and I can't reach it because I'm too short. I need one of those grabbers. My girls were saying, you need a grabber. I'm like, I probably do. But then I have tall people, so I think the tall people can get it for me. Right? Oh, yeah. And then when the tent like flew up and the top flew over and the whole side fell down and all my nice little crates that I had gotten to do the project, they all blew over. Which way do I need to go? There we go. Sorry. It's not holding it very well. My tall people were missing in action. Boy, Lydia goes and she has an absolute blast at these craft fairs. She just loves to shop. She'll go around, check everybody out, and then she'll think about it, like what is she going to get? And then she goes back and purchases. So this is the transfer, and there's lots of like different little extra elements. Like there's a number 25 and a little wreath and bow that you can put on it, and all aboard fits in like this North Pole Express here, candy cane lane, a little bow here. So you can really dress these up. You could do these as brightly or as subdued as you want. It can be as easy peasy as you want it to be, because you can just do like what I'm doing, the camel and the white, or you could do just like red engine or a green, whatever you want with your decor, and just do 2 colors. It's super easy and super detailed. So it looks like you've really done something fancy dancy, and it can be fairly simple. You could leave the trains white and just, I don't know, the sky is the limit. Whatever you come up with for an idea, that's definitely doable. Oops, don't cut too far. That's not good. No holes to the caboose. Okay. And of course, these are not nice square. Not that I'm good at cutting in lines, but these are also not very square. So we're going to just start working at cutting them out, getting them on the fuzz cloth a little bit so that they don't stick too hard. Again, I'm just trying to make sure that my paint job doesn't come up when I go over it with the white. We're going to use bright white over this. Ooh, jeez. Watch what you're doing when you're cutting. All right, let's get this out of the middle. I'm going to leave all these little parts together. I'm struggling with keeping the little parts on them. Sometimes by the time I walk inside to wash my parts or walk them back outside to put them away, I'm losing things on the grounds. I'm always, because I never just go with the transfer. I'm like, the transfer and whatever I made and my camera. And, it's just like are you like that when you take groceries in the house? You have to get every single bag in one trip. I'm the same way to and from the camper. That is I can get it all. I can carry it all in one trip. I don't have to do it several times. So when I do that, then these little parts right down here, I end up like losing one. So the first time I brought my gingerbread man in the house, I lost his face. I could not find it. And then I found it like on the back of another transfer a few days later. Thank goodness. And he was still sticky, so that was kind of nice. All right. Should we do start from the back to the front this time? Do the caboose first. Just be opposite today, opposite day. Since it's Monday. Sometimes Mondays, I don't know, Monday is not my favorite. I struggle getting going on Mondays. And so Mondays always feel like I'm trying to catch up all day long. Do you guys have that? Or do you love Mondays? Are you slow on Mondays, or are Mondays like, yay, it's a fresh start? I'm more like, yay, it's weekend. All right. Just going to put this on here. And we're just going to use the bright white paste for this. And I think I'm going to use a mini squeegee, which probably 90% of my projects, I use mini squeegees. They're just so much easier. They get into the small places and the big places and work for everything. So it's just more of a go-to. I probably have a dozen minis and then just a couple of the smalls. I'm getting more smalls because when you've been with the club or been a designer for a year, you get one yearly. So now I'm up to like, I have one I got in my original kit, and then I've got two for the 2 years I've been in. So here we are, peel to reveal, nice and slow from the center to those. Isn't that adorable? Oh my goodness. How cute is that? Even I can make gingerbread cookies. You guys make the real ones? We used to do the real gingerbread. We used to do real parties with with the kids and get together and make gingerbread houses together. And I would homemake all the gingerbread houses with the Pampered Chef mold. And then I think that's where I gave up doing it because it took so long to make them. All right. Which one is this? I don't know. I think it's this one. Is it? Nope. This one. You have to kind of watch to make sure you're using the right one. I'm going to double check before I do this. Oh, yeah. This one goes higher. This one is probably like a dining car, I think, because it has a higher roof. I'm not sure. I don't really know my trains. We used to see the Christmas train every year when we were in Wisconsin. It would stop in our town, and it would always come like at midnight, and it would stop, and they would have a band, and the band would sing at the side of the railroad track like it would come through. It was all lit up. Oh my gosh, so much fun with the kids. We'd go at 11 o'clock at night, like grab them in their jammies and their snowsuits because it was always just freezing cold in Wisconsin, but so much fun. Kids have never seen that here. We don't have trains coming up to our town, so they don't even see trains or even familiar with the train sounds. Not like, we were in Wisconsin for sure. But anyway, so much fun. Then Santa Claus would come out at the end and give out candy canes to all the kids that were there. I think it was the Northern, I can't remember, what was it? Pacific Northern, no, Northern, I don't know. The name of the train company, I don't remember. If you remember, put it there. Put it down there for me. That would do it. It was free, and they would collect food donations for the food bank locally in our town every year. So they would leave it there in town as they went all the way from top to bottom in the United States, all the way up through Canada. Oh my gosh, North Pole Express. Isn't that adorable? And like I said, if you didn't want the North Pole Express, you could go all the way around and do that little tag. It's Santa. You can put in there, all aboard North Pole bound train. So you could change it out. So cute. That's so exciting. This one is so fun. I think it would be a fun one with your kids. Oh my gosh, or grandkids. So much fun. I do not know where this goes back on. I think we're gonna overfill here. I don't know what I've done. All right, this one we'll do next since we've got it stuck here. All right, I don't know what this one. Oh, maybe this one. Oh, they all have little curtains. They're kind of cute. This is the best way, though, to make cookies, frosted cookies, if you ask me. There's no calories. But wouldn't it be fun to like do different colors and do this with your kids or grandkids, and each kid get like a car on the train, and grandma and grandpa or mom and dad get the caboose and the engine? That would be so much fun. Then every year when you take it out, you can go, you could actually on the back write their name and age on it. And that will be like the family train or your grandkid train. It would be so much fun to have a little train out under the tree. Much easier if you've ever set up one of those little electric train sets and try to get them going. Sometimes that's a little bit difficult and challenging if you're not into that. All right, here we go. Let's see this one. Oh my gosh, a little snowflake. So cute. So cute. Love it. I'm starting to roast out in here, you guys. Oops, this one goes over here. I can see where that one goes. Okay, I need to get another wipe. I am making a mess as usual. Crafty messes are wanted around here. Fun times. But so much fun. This could be so much fun, even if you just wanted to do this, all the same color. The kids would have so much fun. Ooh, what am I doing? Pay attention. You need the transfer to get it to print. I have never done that in all the years. You guys, I could tell I'm a little off just because of this infection. I do think I'm kind of dragging, kind of not knowing what's going on. That's how I get with infections, I guess. Goodness sakes. Good thing it came right off. Oofda. Oofda. We had a Norwegian foreign exchange student one year through 4-H, and he had just arrived, and I took a wrong turn. We had to go pick him up in Madison. I took a wrong turn, and if you've ever been in Madison, they have like this kind of a wheel spoke where you go round the circle around the Capitol. And I took a wrong turn and ended up on a one-way street going or actually a street where you can't drive. And my first response was to say, oofta, that wasn't a good turn. And he goes, what did you just say? He couldn't believe that somebody in America knew oofta and would say it when they're frustrated. I'm like, I'm actually Norwegian too. So he was so excited. And anyway, his dad is into the history, checking people's histories and stuff. This one is just an unruly one. This little Santa's workshop. This one could also there's another sign that you could put Candy Cane Lane, which actually in hindsight, I would prefer the Candy Cane Lane. But for now, we're doing Santa's workshop. It is adorable. I could make the Candy Cane Lane out of paper and stick it, cut it out, fussy cut it, and put it there on the top. I don't do Santa, so I'm not really into the Santa thing that much, but this is so cute, and I think it's so little. It's not like my kids will notice, but it's okay. They're old enough now. They're teens. They can get over it if I put something with the Santa on it in my house. It's not because I celebrate Santa. All right. Now for the most important part, right? The engine. The engine is the best part. Just love this engine. It's so pretty. Steam engines really fascinate me. I'm not a mechanical person, but they are pretty interesting, I think. Have you guys seen the Christmas train ever? I sure miss it being here in the West. There's lots of things, though, here in the West that we get to see, like rodeos and rodeo queens and things like that, and mountains. The views are amazing out here. That's really what keeps me here. The mountains. I love it. Love, love, love the views. All right, there we go. You want to work kind of quickly with the paste, not too carelessly like I do sometimes, because if it dries too much in the transfer, it will come off. Isn't that cute? It looks like I know how to make cookies, doesn't it? Oh my goodness, so cute. All right, now I have one more step. Just when you thought I was done, I'm trying so hard to be on shorter time, but that first step, I kind of messed that up. So it's okay if you came in late. So this next part, I am actually going to make some textured snow for this part to put on the top. Show you how easy this is. Hi, Karma. Good to see you. And we are going to take some white paste out and put it in my little tray here to use to make the snow. Just trying to get it as cleaned off as I can and get a little of this back down in. It's kind of get a little dry in there, so I'll probably spritz a little in there. Just a cut. I'm not going to pour it in like I did for my camel because that was a mess. All right, just a little on the top so it doesn't get dried off on the top, and leave it sit. And then we're going to do a little bit of spritzing in here to water down a little bit. And I'm going to get me a little, I might as well just use one of our tools. And we are going to use some sea spray from Dixie Belle. This is actually I didn't get a chance to do anything, but because I've been busy just chatting because I missed y'all. This is sea spray from Dixie Belle, and it's going to be done shipping out here shortly because of the weather. So get yours, and it's 25% off. So almost everything on the site right now is 25% off. So take a look. Today is the last day of 25% off. Plus, if you saw that great boot project, it's got a bundle that you're going to get. All right. We're just making kind of a thick paste. I added water because you want it to be like brownie consistency. I added water because my white paste is a little bit on the dry side, and then when you add the powder, the sea spray to it, it does get even chunkier. But you do want it sort of chunky. But think of like what brownie mix looks like when you mix it up. That's what we're going for here. You want it kind of chunky, but not too dried up. You don't want dry brownies. This is the white chocolate kind of brownies. And this is the sea spray is like just a mix in. You can mix it into any color to make a texture. If you want, just put down below if you want to see more videos. I have done other videos on YouTube and Facebook about how to use the sea spray. I used it on that American, my little flag, my recycled board for flag. Okay, this is a little thicker, I think, than I want. And then once you get it on, you can't really like manipulate it all that much. Once you start putting it on, it just sticks. And if you touch it again a second time, it will come off. So you just want to be patient and put it on how you want it. you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add a little bit of glitter. Look at me. We're getting glitter. How much do you love that? That is awesome, huh? We're going to add in a little bit of glitter. I'm going to put it on the sprinkle. Why not, right? I don't know. I've never put glitter into this concoction. Usually when I pasted with glitter in the past, I paste, and while it's still wet, I will just add the glitter to the wet paste. And that's how I've done it in the past, but I've never actually mixed it in. So I'm kind of hoping this will give us a little extra zhuzh, I guess you would say, or as Tarina would say. wonder who's outside. Everything seems very loud now because my hubby... And I may just go and sprinkle more on top. All right, let's start with the caboose, right? So I'm just going to put this across the top of our train cars. And then it does take a couple of hours to dry, but I just want it to be right on the top edge. You see that? I'm going to try to keep it more on. Oops, not that much. And I'm hoping, because I added in that glitter in there, that the glitter will also kind of show up. I've also spread this on with squeegee, so you could use a squeegee too. Oh, I thought it was like a car going by or stopping or something. And it's, I think they're working, there's a house that was sold and needs to be totally redone across the street. And I think that's what they're doing. Okay, here it is. Isn't that cute? Oh my goodness. Cute, cute, cute. All right, let's do the snowflake car. I maybe made too much snow. We'll go back and maybe add a little more to some of the other ones. And it doesn't have to be perfect. Like this is kind of like, oops, I guess this one kind of have 3 different little baggage things here. What do you think? Maybe should have separated it in between. It is a little on the messy. I'm not going to lie. It's a little messy. See, the nice thing about it is when you wipe off, it just comes right off. So I can get it off of those. That's the, when I've been trying to do, when I've done projects with this, it has come off on me. That looks better. Just looks like the 3. All right. Do our little Santa's workshop here. This one kind of looks like it has snow on it all the way across to begin with. So, or actually, it's probably coal, right? It's probably the coal car. But how cute. So many things. You know, that little village, you could put snow on top of the village. Anything, really. This is going to be a permanent, the sea salt is very permanent. It makes it very, once it dries, it is stuck on there. You would have to really work at it to get it off. So don't put it somewhere you don't want it. Do I put it on the smokestack? I think I'm not going to. What do you guys think? I could, I guess, put a little over here on this caboose. I see a little area over here. You see that? Cute. Okay. The engine. The engine man. And I have got plenty mixed up here. Well, it's not too bad. I don't think we want it on the smokestack. Isn't that cute? I do see a little bit. How cute. Love it. You could do a little fussing with it too. It doesn't matter. Actually, I think while it's wet, I'm going to try a little sprinkling of, I've never done this before. I'm still like on the experimentation stages of of this sea spray, but I've loved everything so far. I love making it look like surfaces make look a little textured, and with basically what I was trying to do last year with my with my nativity scene, but it just did not work out. I wouldn't do snow on those, but it would be cool to like use it to make them look like old surfaces. And I just used, you'll have to watch my flag one because I used a squeegee. I'm just putting extra on this one because it kind of shows a little brown line on top. So just going back and making sure I get that brown line covered on the edge so it just looks natural white. Anywhere I got it kind of thin, I'm just going to put the little extra on there. Use it all, right? We made it. Use what we got. I could see a little bit of glitter, maybe not as much as I would like, but we can always add glitter here. It does dry very quickly, this compound. So once it starts setting, you really just cannot keep playing with it because it will kind of peel off. And it washes off with water. It's non-toxic. That's what I love about the products we've had so far from Dixie Belle. Okay, let's see. Get ourselves cleaned up here a little bit. And I think I'm just going to take, what we got sitting here? Here I am with my, look at my gingerbread man transfer is sticking to the back of another one. I'm making a mess. Look at this. I'm going to lose more little pieces off my gingerbread man. So anyway, I found the face. I was so excited. And then the last time I used the gingerbread man, I went in and I couldn't find this little one. So I am batting 1,000 on losing the little pieces off my gingerbread man. Now, where did I put my wipe? Guys, I need somebody watching me today. Get some things here cleaned up. We'll get this out of the way. There we go. Get this wiped up before I have permanent texture on my surface here, because that will dry. It dries. It's kind of weird when it dries because it's like really hard. All right, what I want to do is try to do, I think I'm just going to take a piece of paper. I've got let's see if we can get it out without turning off. And I'm just going to, this is just a piece of our chocolate. And I'm going to try to just do a little bit of sprinkle on it and see if I can't, can't get some, can you see it? I don't know if you can see that. That made it 100 times better. Okay, so lesson learned, if you use the sea spray on it, definitely just sprinkle your glitter afterwards. This is the really fine stuff you get at, there is a little bit, like a little bit before I put in there, there's a little bit of glitter, but it looks way better with the glitter on there. Cute. Cute. Get the excess off. And the nice thing, I don't like to do glitter too much, but I do think snow is lovely when it glistens, don't you think? You know what would be what would be really pretty? I have another idea, maybe. Using this compound and glitter. So I don't know if you can see the glitter in there. If it glistens or not, you'll have to let me know. But I'm telling you that it is really quite beautiful. Now, to get it back in the jar, right? Is it worth it? I think I have a tray somewhere. God only knows where that is. Okay, there we go. Put the glitter away before I make a bigger mess. I probably already made a pretty sizable mess here. Okay, so these are gonna still be drying for, a couple hours to really be solid, but I'm going to try to get it put up here so you can see my little train. See if we can get it without touching it and wrecking it. That's the key, right? Isn't that cute? Let's get you up here a little bit more. All right, let's put the small one in the middle. They have the big part, the top part on one side and of all of them, and the bottom part on the other side. These are so cute. You can totally set these up any way you want. Aren't those adorable? Oh my goodness, you guys, I did it. I'm so excited. How amazing is this set? How amazing is that? So thank you so much for hanging out with me today as I did a little bit of crafting. I'm telling you, this is the craft that kids could do, because if I can do it, anybody can do it. Hi, Cindy, or hi, Kathy and Gina. Good to see you.